What's up guys, Tom from 8-Bit Gaming here, and I'm just here to do a quick video on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. The first reveal video was just shown, even though the game was basically leaked like half a year ago. Or at least it feels like half a year ago anyway. However, the game is set in Victorian London and is looking so far pretty damn good, but you know, it's generally a little bit too early to say, because as you know, with Assassin's Creed Unity, things looked really amazing, but they turned out to be pretty damn broken at launch, and then, you know, the game actually turned out to be alright, but with Syndicate, it looks like they might be putting things on the right track. It looks like Assassin's Creed, but with some necessary evolutions. So let's start with the setting and the story then, and what I thought about that. The thing is, I've been growing a bit tired of Assassin's Creed lately. I played Unity and I liked it, but what the Ubisoft have done now is basically the one thing that would make me super interested in Assassin's Creed, and that's to set it in Victorian London. So I'm really down on that. The only date we've got so far is 1868, so 20 years too early for Jack the Ripper, but I'm pretty sure the game will move time periods anyway, because it always does in Assassin's Creed. So I still think we'll see all that. But the storyline, the main character is Jacob Fry. From a design standpoint, I think he looks awesome. You know, he's got the whole mutton chops going on. He wears a top hat, which is just awesome. The assassin's coat is now a hooded black, like, trench coat, which is just awesome. He has brass knuckles. He sometimes has like a cane. He looks really cool and really awesome. And then there's a female assassin called Evie, who I believe is playable as well. I don't remember the trailer stating that, but I think she's playable as well. But apparently she's like the brains, whereas Jacob's a bit of a knucklehead. But either way, I like them. They look cool. We didn't really get to see a whole lot. A lot of the video was just the developers talking about stuff, which is kind of cool. But yeah, they look cool. The setting, however, is wonderful. Victorian London is perfect. It's rich, it's deep, and there's just so much that can be done there. And they're taking a really interesting standpoint, actually. Whereas Arno in Assassin's Creed Unity was kind of part of the nobility almost. Jacob and Evie seem to be coming from the lower class, the working class. They are fighting for the working class in class wars, which look awesome. The only villain we actually got to see properly was Bloody Nora, who Jacob and Evie eventually took on in a big class war. So yeah, it looks like it's going to be great. London itself looks like it's going to be pretty faithfully recreated. There was Big Ben and stuff like that. And it looks like it's going to be totally awesome, I think. Obviously set in the middle of the Industrial Revolution. So yeah, everything's grimy, it's dirty, it's dark, although this was actually set in the daytime. I was really hoping for rainy and dark, but hopefully we'll get that later. But yeah, the setting looks wonderful, the story looks awesome, so from what we've seen so far anyway. But the gameplay is kind of where it's at. They've made a couple of pretty, well, I think, sizable evolutions to the Assassin's Creed formula. First of all, there's now vehicles. So the game suddenly looks like Grand Theft Auto Victorian London, which is cool. You can now hop onto coaches, and there's actually been like a traffic system. So there's going to be coaches going back and forth down the streets. They're fully interactable. You can jump on them, you can run on them, you can fight on them, you can assassinate enemies from the top. You can get in the coach and drive the coach, which is cool. And like they showed off a little section where you had like other coaches commanded by Bloody Nora trying to stop you, and so they were like ramming into you as you're going down these like cobbled streets, and the coaches were taking battle damage and everything like that, and it actually looked really cool. I think at one point I saw a coach go crashing through a street light and it broke off, so there's some element of destructibility there as well, which is really nice. What they showed off was pre-alpha, so in my opinion, graphically, it didn't necessarily look as good as Unity did the first time around, but maybe that's because I'm used to like how Unity looked now. But I don't know, maybe I need to watch it again, but I don't think the game necessarily looked better than Unity did the first time around, but then Unity had issues when it came out. So if Ubisoft are being a bit more honest with this game, then all's the better. That's not to say London didn't look fantastic, because it did. I think, like I said, it might look a bit better when it's rainy and dark and therefore a bit more atmospheric and moody. But anyway, yeah, back to gameplay. So we've got vehicles now. That's really cool, really nice and new. Something else that's been overhauled is the combat, which needed a change. Because Assassin's Creed's had the same damn combat system since it first launched. And it's very easy, very kind of a bit dull. This combat system, in my opinion, seems to take some cues from the Arkham series. It looked really similar to Arkham Asylum and City. Basically, it's like up close and personal. You know, you're punching them in the face, and everything seems to move. Like with every punch, you can then connect a second punch, and then you can just like keep doing it very, very quickly. And the developers seem to imply you could like jump between opponents, which again is very Arkham-y. You seem to be able to like finish someone off. It wouldn't even surprise me if you could like counter someone mid-attack as they're attacking from behind. Again, very Arkham-y. But I like it. It looks way more it looks way more kind of hands-on than the because everyone who's played Creed knows that the Creed combat was wait, 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 counter, kill, wait, wait, just over and over. This does look very more looks very more aggressive. It looks like you have to kind of take charge and basically just beat the crap out of people, which is awesome. And apparently that's why your character's been fitted with some knuckle dusters. So that's really cool. And apparently Jacob Fry is a bit like, I don't want to say a thug, but he's a proper kind of, he'll get rough and dirty and smack people in the face if he has to. And apparently that's where he thrives. So I think that's another necessary evolution to change up the combat system, and it looks really great. I think that looks awesome. In terms of, you know, graphics and polish, this was pre-alpha, so some sections look super rough. The combat looked really choppy, and I'm not just saying that because they were using a lot of knives. Like, you know, they were like, the animations were jerky, and I feel like that's partly down to the fact that Ubisoft haven't done this with Creed before, and, you know, they're getting used to it. Hopefully it looks a lot more fluid and smooth by the time the game comes out. One really bad graphical thing I noticed was when he dropped the barrels on that person. That looked awful, but it's pre-alpha, so I'm hoping for improvements. But Ubisoft, we're keeping our eyes open on these sorts of things at the time being. However, you know, that's another new thing, using the environment. We saw them drop barrels twice. At least I think it was twice. We definitely saw the option to drop barrels twice. So I hope there's more than just that. But that adds into the whole destructible environment thing. It looks like finally they might be making good on the whole environment. It's going to be more interactive, which is cool, because Assassin's Creed always has boasted an interactive environment. It's never been that interactive. So yeah, hopefully they've finally done some more where that's concerned. So basically it looks like this Assassin's Creed Syndicate is going to be awesome. I'm not throwing all my eggs in the basket just yet. I'm not ready to believe just yet. I need to see, well, we'll obviously see it at E3. The game's coming out October 23rd on Xbox One and PS4. Sounds like it might be coming out earlier on PC. I wonder if that's so they can iron out bugs before the console versions. I'm not sure. But, yeah, I'm going to be interested to see what they bring to the table with Syndicate, because so far it's looking good. They were saying something along the lines of how they want to remain faithful to the franchise, but they also want to take it further than it's ever gone before. You know, the same old developer stuff. They always say this is going to be the best Assassin's Creed ever, etc., etc. But this time it looks like they really are changing things up. Unity was very pretty, but it was very samey. It was very much Assassin's Creed as you know and like it, and that wasn't bad. The worst thing about Unity was the bugs. But here, looks like they're not afraid to step out of their comfort zone. The combat is not like, it's definitely not like we've seen it before. It looks way more interactive, way more hands-on, aggressive, violent. It looks really cool. The environment looks far more destructible, far more interactive than it's ever been. The story is, you know, really cool. It's touching on some really cool stuff. You look like you get into some. There's definitely stealth, because there is apparently stealth mode. Basically, he takes his top hat off and puts his hood up. Apparently, that's about it. But yeah, you can do that. But it looks like a lot of the fighting is going to be full on, you know, face first. We're not backing down sort of thing, and that kind of aids the whole class war aspect of it all. So that's about it really for this video on Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Color me excited. You know, I didn't want to get excited, but Victorian London I kind of had to, because that's the setting I've always wanted it to go to. I'm hoping to see a bit more at E3. I'm hoping to see it a bit more polished. That'd be totally sweet. But yeah, from what I've seen so far, I'm very excited for Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Very interested to see where the series goes. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know in the comments below, are you excited for Assassin's Creed Syndicate? Did you like Unity? Were you disappointed by the bugs? And does that mean that you're going to be a little bit more wary where Syndicate is concerned? I'd like to think that, you know, they said the reason for the bugs was because they were just getting used to the PS4 and Xbox One, which is believable but convenient. So we'll see if they've learned from their mistakes this time around. So guys, let me know again, as I said, what you thought in the comments below. Subscribe to 8-Bit Gaming for more YouTube videos. We're going to start piling on the YouTube content. It's going to be coming, you know, it's going to start flowing better. And yeah, please subscribe, you know, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, we're everywhere. Support us on Patreon if you want to help us do what we love doing. That'd be great. Follow us on Twitch. We do weekly live streams. Yeah, but as always, guys, thanks for watching. Let me know in the comments whether you like the look of Assassin's Creed Syndicate, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.